Have you ever caught yourself wondering, how many years do I really have left, not in a fearful way, but in those quiet moments, when the house is still, the lights are low, and you're sitting alone with your thoughts, the question creeps in: am I going to live another 20 years, or just 5? Is it already written somewhere in my body? In my habits? In the way I sleep, or eat, or think? Here's the truth most people don't want to say out loud: after 70, the clock doesn't tick the same way. It ticks louder. Every cough feels suspicious. Every fall feels dangerous. Every checkup could bring news that shifts everything. But what if I told you, scientists have discovered very specific signs, physical, emotional, even social patterns, that can predict how long you'll live after 70 with remarkable accuracy? And no, I'm not talking about guesswork. I mean real research. Harvard, Stanford, major health journals. They've uncovered patterns that show who's likely to live into their 90s, and who, heartbreakingly, won't make it past their next birthday. But here's the twist: these signs aren't what most people think. They're not flashy. They're not dramatic. And they often hide in plain sight, like quiet whispers from your body, gently warning you. In this video, we're going to explore 7 powerful, scientifically backed signs that can quietly reveal the path your health, and your future, might be on. Some of these signs may surprise you. Others might explain a feeling you've had but never understood. But I promise you this: every single one of them gives you a chance to change direction, if you catch them in time. Let's start with the first one, and I want you to really think about this, because it's one of the strongest predictors we have today. How fast do you walk? Sounds simple, right? But it turns out, your walking speed after 70 might be more accurate at predicting your life expectancy than even blood pressure or cholesterol levels. In a massive study published in JAMA, researchers followed over 34,000 older adults and found that those who walked faster, even just slightly, tended to live significantly longer. We're not talking about Olympic speed walking. We're talking about natural pace. Do you still have a spring in your step? Can you cross a street before the light changes without panicking, or has your pace slowed without you even realizing it? See, walking speed isn't just about your legs, it's about your heart, lungs, brain, balance, and even your mood. It's a silent summary of how well your whole system is running. And here's the best part: if it's slower than it used to be, you can still change it. A simple 10-minute daily walk, gradually increasing your pace, can literally add years to your life. That's not a guess. That's science. But let's keep going. Because walking is just the beginning. Let me ask you something a little more personal. How strong is your grip? I know, that might sound like a strange question. But stick with me, because this one shocked even seasoned doctors. Grip strength, the pressure you can apply when squeezing something like a hand grip or even shaking someone's hand, is being called by researchers a biomarker of aging. In other words, it quietly reveals the true condition of your muscles, bones, nervous system, and more. In a study of over 500,000 people across 17 countries, those with weaker grip strength were significantly more likely to suffer from heart disease, stroke, and early death, even when their other health markers were okay. Now here's the scary part: you might not even notice your grip weakening. It happens slowly. Maybe jars feel harder to open. Maybe holding a grocery bag feels a little heavier than it should. Maybe you avoid lifting things without knowing why, but your grip is like a signal. It tells your body whether you're still ready to face the world, or slowly withdrawing from it. And when your body gets that message, it starts slowing down everything else to match. The good news: like walking speed, this too is reversible. Simple hand exercises, light weights, squeezing a tennis ball while you watch TV, it doesn't take much. But the impact? Potentially massive. Now, before we move forward, take a breath, because what we're talking about here isn't just science, it's a map of your future. Every sign we're about to explore is like a fork in the road. And your body is always giving clues. The question is, are you listening? Let's keep going. Here's another sign most people ignore, and it often disguises itself as something harmless. Have you lost interest in the things you used to love? This isn't just about sadness. It's not even always depression. Sometimes it's just this creeping fog, like you've stopped looking forward to things you used to enjoy, gardening, or painting, or calling an old friend. And now, it just feels like, what's the point? This, according to major aging studies, is more than emotional. It's biological. Loss of interest and low engagement in life have been linked to a higher risk of cognitive decline, heart disease, and even premature death. But here's the catch: the risk comes not from feeling low, but from staying low. The body, especially after 70, is like a sponge for your emotions. If you're engaged, curious, connected, it reacts like it's still needed. Cells repair faster. The immune system stays alert. Memory holds strong, but if you stop engaging, the sponge dries out, you begin shrinking into yourself, and your body begins to follow. So I ask you gently, have you stopped reaching out? Have you stopped doing the little things that made you feel alive? Because reconnecting, even in tiny steps, can send a new message to your body. A message that says, I'm still here. I still care. I still want to live. And believe me, your body listens. Now, we've only just begun. There are more signs. Some are hidden. Some are subtle. But all of them are real. And each one gives you a choice, a chance to shift the direction of your life, even at 70, 80, or beyond, because the truth is, life doesn't just end because a calendar page turns, not if you don't let it. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever met someone in their late 70s or even 80s who still walks like they've got a spring in their step? They laugh easily, remember names like a teenager, and somehow seem alive, more than some people half their age. That's not just good luck or good genes, that it's predictable. In fact, science tells us that if you pay attention to just a few key signs in your body, your habits, and even your mind, you can actually see where your health is heading. You can change course if you want to. And yes, this is true even after 70. That we already looked at how grip strength and walking speed are major predictors. But those aren't the only ones. There's something else, something quieter, almost invisible, that might be affecting your future more than you realize. Let me tell you about something scientists call social frailty. It's not a term you hear every day. But behind those words lies a truth many people ignore until it's too late. Social frailty isn't about being lonely once in a while. No, it's about the slow fading of your connection to others. When you stop reaching out, stop being invited, stop feeling needed. When your phone stays silent for days. When no one asks for your advice, your opinion, or even how your day was. You see, researchers at the National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology in Japan studied over 4,000 older adults. They discovered that people who were socially frail, meaning they had fewer roles, less contact, or felt unneeded, had a dramatically higher risk of physical decline, cognitive issues, and death. Let that sink in for a moment, that it's not just your bones or your heart that weaken with age. It's your sense of purpose. And when that goes, the body follows. But here's the twist: reversing social frailty doesn't mean throwing yourself into crowded clubs or learning how to use Snapchat. No. It could be as simple as calling someone every Sunday. Or helping a neighbor water their plants. Or even joining a small reading group at the library. It's not the amount of interaction. It's the meaning behind it, because when someone needs you, when someone counts on your presence, you stay alive a little longer. Your body listens. Your brain sparks. Your cells stay awake. Now think back. Have you been slowly retreating? Have you stopped sharing your opinions because you think the younger ones don't care? Have you told yourself, I've lived enough, now I just want peace, but deep down, what you feel is isolation? You are not alone. But you do have a choice. And the moment you re-engage, no matter how small, you begin to extend your time here, now. As powerful as that is, there's another surprising sign doctors are watching closely: your sleep patterns. You might think that after 70, waking up a few times at night or having lighter sleep is just part of aging. But what if I told you your sleep quality is one of the most accurate predictors of how long you'll live, and not just how long, but how well? Harvard Medical School researchers found that older adults who have fragmented sleep, especially those who wake up often during the night, face a significantly higher risk of Alzheimer's, heart disease, and premature death. Your brain needs deep, uninterrupted rest to clean itself, to literally flush out waste that builds up during the day. That it's like your brain has its own nighttime cleaning crew. But if you're waking up every hour, that crew doesn't finish the job. Over time, that dirt builds up. Memory loss, mood swings, heart issues. So if your sleep feels broken, don't ignore it. Don't just say, that's how it is now. Fixing it could be the difference between 5 more years, or 15. Now, I want you to picture something. It's early morning. The sun is just rising. You've had a full, peaceful night's sleep. You feel rested, clear-headed. You walk into your kitchen. You don't feel stiffness. You don't feel confusion. You just feel alive. That future. It's possible. But only if you take sleep seriously. And no, it doesn't always require pills or machines. Sometimes, it's as simple as sticking to a bedtime, cutting caffeine after 2 p.m., and keeping screens out of the bedroom. Sometimes, it's just about reminding your body that you respect it enough to give it what it needs. But let me show you something even more mysterious, something researchers only recently began uncovering. It's called sense of control. Imagine 2 people. Both are 75. Both have similar health conditions. But one believes they have the power to shape their future. They set small goals. They adjust when things go wrong. They still make decisions for themselves. The other, they believe everything is out of their hands. They stop trying. They say things like, it's too late now, or it doesn't matter anymore. The difference in health outcomes is massive. A major study in the journal Health Psychology found that older adults with a higher sense of control had better physical functioning, lower stress, and lived significantly longer, even after adjusting for age, income, and existing health. So let me ask you, do you still believe your choices matter? Do you still think you can steer the ship? Because the moment you start saying, why bother? Your body hears it. And it starts to shut down, slowly, without you even noticing. But the good news is, regaining control doesn't mean changing the whole world. It might just mean choosing what you eat. Rearranging your room the way you like it. Starting a tiny garden. Setting a goal to learn one new thing this week. When you act like you matter, your body begins to believe it too. You see, none of these signs exist in isolation. They talk to each other. Your sleep affects your strength. Your strength affects your mobility. Your relationships affect your mood. Your mood affects your cells. Your belief affects your biology. It's all connected, and the moment you understand that, you realize something powerful: that you're not just aging, that you're still living, and every breath you take is a signal to your body that the story isn't over yet. You still have chapters to write, and the next one might surprise you. Let me ask you a question that cuts deeper than most people dare to ask. When was the last time you laughed? Not a polite chuckle. Not a soft smile, but a real, belly-deep laugh that made your eyes water and your heart feel lighter. You see, there's something magical and measurable about that kind of joy, researchers at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology discovered something shocking. Older adults who retained a sense of humor, especially in tough times, had a 30% higher survival rate over 15 years. And those who laughed easily, they had better memory, stronger immunity, and fewer heart issues. You might think, laughter, that's too simple to matter. But it's not, because laughter tells your body, I still see beauty here. I still want to be alive. That it lowers stress hormones. It boosts immune cells. It strengthens your heart, and most importantly, it reconnects you to the moment. Now think about this. How many older people lose that spark? They frown more than they smile. They expect pain. They stop watching comedies. They stop being silly, they stop playing, and that's when the soul starts aging faster than the body does. So here's the truth. If you want to predict how long someone will live, watch their face. Listen to their laughter. Pay attention to how often they find light in the darkness, because joy isn't just a feeling. It's a fuel. But now let's go deeper. Because not all signs of longevity are visible from the outside, some are hidden, buried deep inside your gut. Yes. Your gut health could be quietly deciding how long you'll live. You've probably heard the saying, death begins in the colon. It's not just a dramatic phrase. It's biological reality. Your gut houses trillions of bacteria. When they're balanced, they protect you. They boost your immunity. They regulate inflammation. They even produce serotonin, the chemical that controls your mood. But when that balance breaks, when harmful bacteria take over, everything begins to unravel. A groundbreaking study published in Nature Metabolism in 2021 found that centenarians, people who live past 100, have a very specific gut profile. Their microbiomes are rich, diverse, and filled with rare bacteria that reduce inflammation and protect against disease. That means your gut isn't just digesting food. It's managing your lifespan. But here's the good news. It's not too late to fix it. You don't need expensive probiotics or exotic diets. You need real food. Fiber. Fermented foods like yogurt or sauerkraut, and most importantly, consistency. Every bite you take sends a message to your gut. This is how we live now. And your gut responds by shifting, healing, strengthening. So ask yourself, what kind of message have you been sending? And now we come to a sign that is so often ignored, because it lives in silence. Hearing loss. You may think, so what? I just turn the TV up louder. I ask people to repeat themselves. But the science is clear. Hearing loss after 70 is not just a nuisance. It's a danger sign. A massive study by Johns Hopkins found that even mild hearing loss doubles your risk of dementia. Moderate hearing loss triples it. Severe loss increases the risk fivefold. Why? Because when you stop hearing clearly, you withdraw. You engage less. You guess what people are saying. You smile and nod instead of responding. Your brain gets less stimulation, less challenge, less meaning, and the less your brain is challenged, the faster it shrinks. Literally, but it doesn't have to be this way. Today, hearing aids are discreet. Technology is powerful. The moment you hear better, your brain starts to re-engage. You talk more. You feel more confident. You move more. You even think more clearly. So if you've been ignoring your hearing loss, don't. It might seem small, but it's a massive predictor of how long, and how well, you'll live. Now, I want to share one final sign in this section. And it may surprise you. It's your daily routine. Sounds boring, right? But this is one of the most powerful longevity secrets of all. Research from the University of California shows that older adults who have a structured daily rhythm, waking up, eating, moving, and sleeping at roughly the same times, have better cardiovascular health, stronger immune function, and longer lives. Why? Because your body craves rhythm. Your organs run on clocks. Your brain releases hormones based on patterns. And when your routine is chaotic, your body suffers, but when you create daily rituals, morning walks, afternoon tea, evening stretching, your body feels safe. Your mind calms. Your system works better. You don't have to live a strict life, you just need to live a steady one. Because longevity isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. So let me ask you, what does your daily rhythm say about you? Do you wake up with purpose, or drift through your day? Do you nourish yourself at regular times, or just eat when you remember? Do you move your body as part of your day, or only when something hurts? Because the answer to those questions might just be the answer to how many healthy years you still have ahead. And now, as we enter the final chapter, we're going to tie it all together. You'll learn the most unexpected sign of all, the one that goes beyond biology, beyond habits, and touches the very core of who you are. A secret that determines not just how long you live, but how deeply you love your life.